Once upon a time, Kristin had different people living inside of her brain and her body, and they manifested through her different brain hemispheres. There were especially a wide variety of beautiful and wondrous, dissociatively age-regressed child states of consciousness independently experiencing her right brain hemisphere, and a wide variety of other states of consciousness who experienced more neurodevelopmental attributes of adulthood in her left brain hemisphere, totaling over 30 different people living inside of one brain and body. And this was just a few years ago, as Kristin discovered adaptable consciousness condition, which you can find out more about in thesis number 10 of my Implicit Revelations case study, freely shared, and you can find out more in the video description below. As Kristin was living with these many alternate states of consciousness, among the infinite ways that she allowed these amazing different aspects of herself who were independently experiencing wiring of the neurobiological social engagement system because of different components of disrupted attachment needs, beginning from suppressed early childhood trauma and continuing throughout many unfulfilled attachment needs throughout life. It had created independent activity throughout the neurobiological social engagement system, which caused consciousness, or the essence of self, to independently experience different aspects of the self and reality, basically. One of the many ways that Kristin allowed her different parts of self to express themselves was by doing hair in different ways on different sides, because her different brain hemispheres were literally different people and connected with different sides of the face. Some aspects of self connected with the left part of the face, other aspects of self connected with the right part of the face, and different aspects of the self connected with the face at different times, depending on the different styles of stimulus going on internally and externally, and the different styles of self activities, such as taking pictures of the self or looking in mirrors to perceive the self. And so one of the many ways that these different aspects of self were able to express their uniqueness was by demonstrating the independent miracles of the brain hemispheres by doing the hair in different ways on different sides. Different parts of consciousness would do the hair differently on different sides depending on what they felt best fit who they were or how they enjoyed expressing and experiencing themselves. During this unique season of Kristin's healing journey, she began to play with mirrors, and she discovered some really miraculously unique stuff, to say the least. And I've talked a little bit about this if you've explored some of my other videos. And if not, please feel free to check them out. I love sharing my magic with you, and I'm grateful that you're here. But long story short, after 4 years, it's been 4 years. It's been 4 years. 1,500 days of daily investment to sculpt, create, and perfect the subconscious unveiling and transformation techniques that are one of the many offerings available through Kristin's consciousness consultancy. I offer a wide variety of content creations and services, and the most complex service I offer is a full, expansive, wondrous exploration into the personal dimensions, mirror play with mirror power, subconscious unveiling, and transformation techniques. And I know that's a long name, but that's fun for me, so just roll with it. But for short, it's called the subconscious unveiling technique that allows us to understand aspects of the unconscious body-mind existing and operating beyond conscious knowledge. And based on what we discover, then the second stage of these processes is the subconscious transformation technique, where a personal practice is sculpted based on what we've discovered to create some radical transformation in the absolute coolest, most fun, loving, playful, awesomest way imaginable. But all of this began when Kristin was living with independent states of consciousness while healing with adaptable consciousness condition. I do not live with adaptable consciousness condition now, but I am so grateful that I had the opportunity to experience those miracles, because I would not be who and where I am today with the magical wonders that I have to offer here and now today if I hadn't had those incredible experiences. And I'm so grateful that I was able to meet manifestations of my inner children and get to know them in ways that I just never imagined possible. And I'm stoked that I can remember that now, because a year ago, I actually couldn't remember experiencing the manifestations of the inner children while living with adaptable consciousness condition because of multiple forms of severe amnesia. But all of that has changed. How? How has all of it changed? What was the game changer? How am I who I am today? How is any of this possible? How are these miracles even a potential of the cosmic reality of the universe? How? I'll tell you how. The personal dimensions of mirror play with mirror power, subconscious unveiling and transformation techniques is how. 4 years, daily investments of exploring and creating these ideas from scratch. And for 4 years, Kristin has been using these concepts for multiple hours a day. And I still do this every single day. I can't not, because it is the greatest experience out of anything imaginable. And anytime I try to go do something else, I'm like, this just is not as awesome as my mirror concepts. And I always end up back in front of the mirror, exploring the hidden mysteries of the unconscious body mind. And just when I think I've figured it all out and connected with all of me there is to connect with, I learn something new and connect with parts of me I didn't even know were there. And it is so incredible, because I'm not just like, hi, I'm like, hanging out with myself in a mirror. It's a very specific process and a very specific practice and technique. It's very detailed and specific. And Kristin began creating these in the most profound, unimaginable circumstances and experiences. And if you would like to learn more about those miracles, which I super encourage you to check out because they are mind-blowing, mind-blowing to me, and it's my life, so maybe it might be mind-blowing to you too. I don't know. Definitely a miraculous journey to marvel and wonder at. Please feel free to check out Known Part 1 of my Known documentary series. It's a free documentary piece. It's about 2.5 hours long, I think, and absolutely worth every minute of it, I promise you. If you can take it in 20-minute sections and stretch it out over a little time, that's totally fine too. But I do encourage you to check that out. There's some really incredible magics, and it can help bring inspiration, potentially, and it can help you connect with, you know, what my journey has been, what has led me to being who I am, where I am, why I do what I do, and how and why I offer what I offer, both through my free content creations and through the more specific creations and services through my business. And so please feel free to check out Known Part 1 of the documentary series to discover this journey where Kristin began playing with these mirror concepts 4 years ago when she was living with alternate states of consciousness, over 30 different people in one brain and body while living with adaptable consciousness condition, which again, she explains in thesis number 10, prefaced by the previous theses, especially 7, 8, and 9, in the Implicit Revelations case study, which is all also freely available. So please do explore that if any of these topics interest you, or if you're curious about what the heck this cosmic magic is up these sleeves. Okay, so when Kristin, it just gets more amazing. I hope you're ready for this. It's so incredible. It's so incredible, and I'm so grateful to share. And I'm so grateful that you're here, and I'm so grateful that I get to share this with you, and I'm so grateful that you're exploring this, and I'm just so grateful for you, and I'm so grateful to be here. When Kristin started exploring these ideas, a big part of what catalyzed the creation of these expansive techniques that are just ever evolving. The techniques themselves are done, developed. They've, you know, they're fully available. They're fully available, but they are so complex that I'm still always learning and adding to them, which is real fun. But the original beginning of this was 1,500 days ago. It's fun to say it in days. It's such a big number. 1,500 days ago. And a big catalyst of what allowed for these miraculous discoveries was that Kristin would look into mirrors at very specific angles in relation to her personal dimensions theory, where every square inch of visual data along the visual plane, the visual depth, and the visual circumference gathers specific styles of visual stimulus that are translated through independent regions of the unconscious body-mind. And if the unconscious body-mind has expansive connectivity throughout the neurobiological social engagement system, then it will all be processed through a unified system. But that is not always the case, because any moment of unfulfilled attachment needs at any point of life, especially during early childhood, and especially if it's severe and or chronic moments of unfulfilled attachment needs, can create a disruption in the processing of experience into neural wiring, content, and connectivity, which can create independent and or unique activity throughout the neurobiological social engagement system of the unconscious body-mind. And so Kristin, as she began to explore these concepts, she would look at mirrors, so little glass things where you see yourself, mirrors. She would look into a mirror at specific angles in relation, again, to the personal dimensions theory, visual plane, visual depth, visual circumference. Every square inch is gathering information, translating through different regions. And she would directly perceive a visual translation of a 4-year-old child, or an 8-year-old child, or a 10-year-old child, or a 12-year-old child, or a 14-year-old teenager, or a 16-year-old teenager. Or even a 4-month young infant. Because neural wiring from these stages of original neurodevelopment had created conceptualizations of self-associations, how the self perceives itself to be, and stored that information in the unconscious body-mind, and it was being independently activated. So there's a young child. They look at themselves in a mirror, they see themselves in pictures, they see themselves in a video of someone filming them playing or whatever. And the unconscious body mind, the child looks down and sees their hands, or looks at themselves while they're brushing their teeth. Just the little things. It's not like a conscious thing, like, what do I look like? But like, it's a subconscious, unconscious thing. Anytime you're glancing at your hands, or you're looking at your feet, or you're putting your clothes on, or you're looking in a mirror while you brush your teeth, or someone films a video and you're like, oh, can I look at it? And you see yourself in the video. The unconscious body mind is gathering information about how it recognizes and resonates with its own self, including the face, voice, and body, and how those features connect with each other. And so the unconscious body mind remembers what it looks like and what the voice sounded like when it was a child. And so the most miraculous thing unfolded, and Kristin would look at mirrors at specific angles and experience the direct activation of neural wiring from these different stages of original neurodevelopment that had been disrupted unconsciously. It wasn't known that this was happening at the time, and that's okay. It's all okay. It's all just a miraculous healing journey. Being alive is a miracle. Who cares? Obviously we care, but it's okay to have any unconscious body mind you have, because being alive is a miracle. Is the point of that. It's okay to have any kind of unconscious body mind, because existing at all is a miracle. If you have 5,000 people inside of you, you're a miracle. If you have one person inside of you with many, 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 many parts, it's a miracle. If you don't even know that there are different parts of you and you think of yourself as one person, you're a miracle. Living as consciousness through an unconscious body mind is a miracle, no matter what that looks like or how it manifests or how it's organized. So Kristin would look at mirrors at very specific angles and directly experience the independent activation of neural pathways from original stages of neurodevelopment, and the unconscious body-mind, whose job is to navigate existence, would pull this neural wiring out and say, here's what you look like. And so instead of seeing an adult's face in the mirror, Kristin, as an adult, as a grown woman, would look in a mirror and directly see a 4-year-old child, directly see a 6-year-old child, directly see the exact interpretation of how the unconscious body-mind remembers recognizing and resonating with its own self-associations. And that would be projected into the interpretation of reality. And that was a big part of what led to the development of the personal dimensions, mirror play with mirror power, subconscious unveiling, and transformation techniques. And again, I know that's a long name, but it's really fun for me. It's really fun for me to say the long name. So, just roll with it. Just roll with it. Just roll with it. So Kristin was living with all these different people in her, and she couldn't create new memories, and she had over 100 different health challenges, and every 30 seconds to 5 minutes, her brain would reset, and she wouldn't remember who she was or where she was. And there were over 30 different people in her body who each had independent memory centers, and there were hundreds of thousands of billions of activations of disintegrated neural wiring, creating a variety of unique experiences and implicit health challenges. And there is complete mind-body disconnect. She literally could not feel her body or connect with any of it. And during this unique and miraculous experience, she would look in mirrors and find that at certain angles and at certain spaces, she could directly connect with these different aspects of herself, independently experiencing different regions of the neurobiological social engagement system of her unconscious body-mind. 1,500 days into this, I am still continuing to expand my own personal healing liberation through the application of these ideas. And it also applies thesis number 29 of my Implicit Revelations case study, which expresses that when consciousness teaches the brain and the body to socially engage with itself, the process of nurturing internal attachments indirectly reconstructs the unconscious body-mind. It uplifts neural content, expands neural connectivity, and reconstructs regulatory protocols throughout dozens of brain-body systems, because the entire unconscious body-mind originally developed and came into existence through a process of social engagement, emphasizing the well-being of attachments. And so these processes allow all the neural wiring to be completely transformed without touching any of it. You do not need to work with any past experiences or any memories or any details of neural wiring to completely rewrite all of it, and not with the purpose of changing the past, because the past does not exist. All that exists is present neural wiring. And the purpose of the neural wiring is to navigate present and potential moments. And so from one perspective, you're rewriting the past because you're changing the neural wiring that was created during it. But what's actually happening is you're rewriting how the unconscious body-mind navigates and regulates its own existence, which will evolve and heal and restore and liberate and transform and uplift and expand the potentialities for personal experience in every new now moment. So more importantly than completely rewriting any and every experience without looking at them, which is profound enough, More importantly, these practices and processes and radically amazing techniques completely reconstruct how the unconscious body-mind navigates and regulates its own existence, which allows personal experience to transform in any and every positive way possible. Healing is not about changing who we are. I still have every part of consciousness that I have ever had. Kristin had parts of consciousness when she was living with third D, different people. I experience life through one fluid state of consciousness now, but I have all the same parts of me, all the same parts of my essence, all the same parts of my consciousness are still here. It's just the unconscious body-mind has been transformed. The neurobiological social engagement system has been reconstructed by liberating attachment systems through a process of social self-engagement, because the entire unconscious body-mind originally came into existence through a process of social engagement, emphasizing the well-being of internal attachments. It's so amazing and miraculous. It's so amazing and miraculous. And disrupted attachment development affects millions of people worldwide, maybe billions, but definitely millions, billions, big numbers. Let's just go with that, okay? Let's just go with that. Large numbers of people. Disrupted attachment development is a big thing, and it manifests in a lot of ways that we don't necessarily directly know about. There could be chronic experiences of depression experienced during your 20s, 40s, 60s, 80s, or chronic bouts of rage that you don't necessarily understand why or what it's happening. Maybe you recognize triggers, but even that, you can't really get to the bottom of it enough to transform it. There's so many different things that can manifest, and so many of them can actually be directly traced back to disrupted attachment development. And this really just can be simplified by saying moments of chronic and or severe unfulfilled attachment needs throughout any period of life, especially original stages of neurodevelopment. Through my implicit revelations case study and my liberated consciousness diagram, I express attachment systems through 4 distinct systems that each carry specific internal needs. And if any or all of those needs are not fully met in any moment throughout life, especially in the first 15 years of life, especially in the first 10 years of life, then it can create neural wiring that disrupts navigation and regulation at any point of future experiences. There could be different experiences of heart rate variability that cause health challenges. There could be tachycardia and bradycardia. There could be chronic stress responses. There could be anxiety. There could be selective mutism. There could be depression. There could be eating disorders. There could be body dysmorphia. There could be depression. There could be agoraphobia. There could be different kinds of phobias. There could be chronic bouts of rage or outbursts. There could be literally dozens, hundreds, maybe thousands of specific health challenges, either manifesting through the unconscious body, like tachycardia, bradycardia, heart rate variability that causes health challenges, different styles of prefrontal cortex disengagement, different styles of brain hemispheric imbalances, different styles of circulatory problems, or it manifests through the unconscious mind, affecting thoughts, feelings, action patterns, depression, anxiety, rage, OCD, etc. It could manifest through the unconscious mind or the unconscious body at any point of life in so many different ways, and so many of them can be traced to unfulfilled attachment needs that have disrupted the way experience created information in the unconscious body mind that's now navigating and regulating existence. And in a lot of the video descriptions below where I discuss some of the stuff like Thesis 29 and my mirror concepts, I explain all the different things that Thesis number 29 helped transform just for Kristin. Just for one person, transformed a whole list of things, a big list of things, And those are just some of the potentials of what it has to help transform. So, these subconscious unveiling and transformation techniques, I am so wildly, ecstatically stoked to share them, because not only has it been, like a 1,500-day investment that has completely changed my life from the inside out. Like, that's not a big deal in any capacity. I'm going to repeat that because it's so not a big deal. It's not at all that I've spent 1,500 days developing and applying these ideas in my own personal life that have completely transformed my entire existence from the inside out. But these concepts, these techniques, have the potential and the power to unveil hidden activity that would never otherwise be known about, and transform so many battles in a simple and fun way, much more rapidly and effectively than so many other alternate possibilities of approaching the healing journey. And there are many beautiful and wonderful, valid techniques out there, and everyone should definitely be embracing whatever works best for who and where they are on their healing journey, with the specific intentions that you have for your personal healing journey. But these techniques allow us to transform the entire unconscious body-mind and explore and understand so much of it without touching any of the details of neural wiring, without looking at any past experiences, without looking at any memories. Yet we can look at all of the unconscious body-mind. It blows my mind even to this day how this can be possible. But it allows us to rewrite everything by using the original tools that created the unconscious body-mind to begin with. Social engagement in relation with attachment well-being. I could go on for a million years because I get so excited about this stuff, but I just wanted to drop by and share this ecstatic, exciting little insight and backstory and wondrous little, whoa, what the heck is life? It's obviously all impossible cosmic miracle. And if you are curious about any of this stuff, I do encourage you to check out more of my content, especially part 1 of my known documentary series that shares the healing journey saga of Kristin living with 30 plus people, progressing through to the point where her age regressive states of consciousness had started to finalize their or progress through their halted stages of neurodevelopment to come home to each other. Part 1 of my known documentary series, freely available. And thesis number 29. I mean, I invite you to explore the whole Implicit Revelations case study because it's like incredible. But seriously, especially thesis number 29 has some very profound magic, some of my most expansive, updated, upgraded work, and some really powerful concepts. So please explore those, and those are all freely available. Thesis number 29 is available through a free 10-part video series and expansive different text photos that are freely available on the website. If you scroll to the bottom of the page, details are in the video description below. And if you are one of the courageous, loving souls I am destined to connect with, I would be honored to share my personal dimensions, mirror play with mirror power, subconscious unveiling and transformation techniques with you. In short, it's called the subconscious unveiling technique that allows us to explore and understand the unconscious body-mind through a very specific process of exploring self-recognition and self-resonance of the face, voice, and body in application with my original personal dimensions theory while playing with mirrors. It's a process I guide you through, and it's fun and easy and exciting and wondrous and very unique because, I developed it. It's just a super beautiful journey. And then from there, I sculpt the subconscious transformation technique, which is then a practice that you play with on your own time to practice social self-engagement and nurturing internal attachments to help restore disintegrated neural wiring without working with the neural data at all itself, and welcome home parts of consciousness to each other and a brand new present moment. Because consciousness does not integrate, only neural wiring integrates. Parts of consciousness just come home to each other in a brand new moment, which is one of my many ideas shared through the Implicit Revelations case case study. So again, if you like these topics at all, please do feel free to check it out. There's a lot of magic. There's a lot of magic. And if you go to my webpage or of my series or my free gifts, there's a guide, and it has all the thesis statements, all the primary points, and all the video links. And you can actually just browse through and see which thesis statements might interest you. So you don't have to look at all of it. You can just browse through and be like, oh, that one seems interesting or applicable or whatnot, and explore those particular ones. But if you would like to connect more intimately, I offer a wide variety of creations and services through Kristin's Consciousness Consultancy. And the most complex of all of them is the subconscious unveiling and transformation techniques, which is applied through video calls, with a 1 hour being the minimum mark. And depending how in-depth you want to go, we can expand and go longer than that, 1 to 2 hours at a time. And then if you want to continue the journey, the most complex, advanced model of it is actually like an 8 to 16 hour journey done in bits and pieces throughout. But for the basic, you get everything you need to totally launch you into the next step. A 1 to 2 hour video call will be all you need for individuals. And then I also apply it in group consciousness consultation through video calls. And I also apply this through in-person engagements, individuals, small group settings, or large group settings. And you can find out more information on my website. The link is in the video description below. If this particular service does not interest you, but you are curious about connecting in some other way, I offer a wide variety of other potentials, including one-on-one consciousness consultations through audio and video calls where we can talk about anything about understanding your healing unconscious body-minds, anything about liberating or expanding consciousness, or anything somewhat associated with any of those topics to uplift, expand, and further evolve and transform your own personal journeys, so that you may be lovingly liberated into all that you truly are. And I also offer a wide variety of creations. I have several different healing journey programs available depending on who you are or where you're at in your journey, or how deep you want to dive. There's something for every point of the journey, from just daily practices to expand your happiness, to complete rewriting of the entire unconscious body mind from the ground up. There's everything in between and beyond through healing journey programs. And there's also healing journey videos that have some really fun practices, affirmations in relation with my original liberated consciousness diagram, and meditations and just different things going on there. And the Implicit Revelations gift package, which is the best of my case study work, and personalized creations, including self-hypnosis sessions and affirmation sessions and speaking engagement potentials. There's just a wide variety of opportunity. So please feel free to explore all of my offerings, and definitely enjoy those free gifts, including the known documentary series, the Implicit Revelations case study, and I have a whole web page with dozens of free gifts. Some of them are pretty lengthy little booklets that can really launch your healing journey forward into all that it is meant to be. So thank you so much for sharing this time. Thank you for exploring this with me. I'm really grateful to be here. I'm really grateful for the miraculous magic of my own personal healing journey and how it has launched me into my divine purpose to provide understanding and healing for unconscious body minds, to liberate and expand consciousness. We are here to step into loving liberation, healing restoration, and personal power reclamation. And there really has never ever been a time in human history where this is more possible. We have more opportunity to understand and heal all of the stuff in our brain and our body, and more opportunity to connect with the true essence of who we are as consciousness, to liberate and expand more parts of the we that we are within the experience. So thank you so much for being here. Thank you for being you. Please feel free to explore all my offerings in the video description below. Thank you for sharing this time with me. If you found this video interesting or fascinating or intriguing or marvelous or wondrous in any possible way, I do invite you to share it and allow the energetic magics of this cosmic wondrous adventure to expand into the world. And thank you so much for your love and your support. I appreciate your presence. I'm grateful, as silly as it seems, I'm grateful for the little likes and the little subscriptions and the little comments. And I might not always respond to the comments, but just any energetic presence of your support, even just watching this and just being present with compassion and attention, even if you are just here watching this. I'm grateful for you. I'm grateful for your presence. I'm grateful for your support. I'm grateful that you're curious about this information, and I'm just grateful to share this time with you. I hope you have a beautiful and blessed day, my brave, beautiful, beloved, brilliant, marvelously miraculous soul friends, and I will see you in another content creation, or maybe even connect with you and we can explore the drumroll personal dimensions of mirror play with mirror power, subconscious unveiling, and transformation techniques. It's amazing. And again, definitely check out Known Part 1 of the documentary series. It's amazing to see how these ideas have led Kristin through so many different stages and seasons of the healing journey, through so many different experiences and types of everything from implicit health challenges to just diving deeper into connecting with more of herself, and just so many things. It's really just an amazing miracle. The application of thesis number 29 has so much potential, and specifically the application of thesis number 29 through these subconscious unveiling and transformation techniques has the most profound potential of any concept I've ever known of in the universe. And I am just so honored to be the bearer of these concepts, to have the opportunity to bring them into the world, to have the opportunity to serve this divine purpose. It is truly a blessed, sacred honor and a privilege to have this wisdom in me, because it only exists because of how profound and unique this journey has been, which has definitely been divinely guided every step of the way, and nonstop miracles, unfathomably remarkable miracles, casually and not so casually unfolding in some miraculous but also some intense ways. And so anyway, I hope to connect with you, maybe through another content creation, or maybe through one of my offerings through my business. But just thank you so much for being here, and thank you for being you, and I hope you have a beautiful and blessed day. Namaste, beloved, divine, wondrous, innately perfect soul friends. From my heart to yours with love and light. The wondrous divine perfection of my inner life partner and my inner child see and honor the wondrous divine perfection of your inner life partner and your inner child. Have an amazing healing journey. Have an amazing day, week, month, year, lifetime. Have an amazing adventure exploring some of my offerings, and have an amazing time exploring the miracle of the artistry of your own existence, because that trumps anything and everything else that might be perceived through the human life. I'm sending you all of my love. I'll see you later, beloved soul friends. Thanks again for sticking with me and checking out this content.